Good night, Purdue, my old friend. Looks like the beatdown starts again. You got 2 wins and a dream that's fading, while the Bucks just keep parading, and the crowd at Ross-Ade's trying to pretend it won't end with another Buckeye beatdown. Dylan Coons on the mic again, talking Boilers like they might just win. But even he knows deep inside, when the Buckeyes roll in hopes tonight, he'll crack a joke, pour a beer and laugh to stay alive, just to survive another Saturday crying. Your trains go toot, our offense roars. We'll hang 50, maybe more, while your mascot waves that wrench around. We're running touchdowns by the pound, and the silence of your fans will fill the stands with empty hands and shattered dreams and dashed hopes. 12 straight wins, the Bucks roll on, while Purdue's next chance is gone. The Spoilermakers myth is history like Blockbuster or cable TV, and the Boiler Express boys tip their caps and say, well, someday, as the Buckeyes just keep winning.
Welcome to the Saturday morning preview show here on the OHIO podcast. You all know the drill. Smash it. Hit that like button. Let's have a good conversation in the chat this morning. We're going to be going over the college football games. Going to be going over the odds. I'll be sharing with you my betting strategy for the day, while Chris spent some much needed time with his family today. Wasn't able to do the show today or the game watch this afternoon. He's going to be with his family, but he'll be back. Don't you worry. He'll be back this evening. Whether I want to admit it or not, says Andre, it's always been the Purdue Boilermakers. In football, other than the 4 times they beat us since 2004, maybe. I have zero like issues today about this game. Maybe I should feel a little bit anxious because how many times have we walked in the Ross-Ade and been handed an L when we were ranked and expected to win by 2 or 3 scores or more, and we've been spoiled. The Spoilermakers instead of the Purdue Boilermakers. Maybe I should, but I'm with you, Andre. I don't feel any anxiousness at all about this football game. It's supposed to be good weather today, low 50s. No chance of rain till the second half. I'll get into my thoughts on that here in just a little bit. Yeah, I know they played Michigan really well last week up in Ann Arbor. We all saw the game. We all watched it. We all saw how Purdue handled that environment really well. And if not for a botched punt, there's and a big run by Michigan. There's probably a good chance that Purdue could have played spoiler against the Maize and Blue in their home stadium last week. We all saw that. But there's no reason to think that this team isn't focused, confident, prepared, and ready for a business trip today. I mean, all week, Ryan Day was very confident when he talked. Chest was out, head was high, back was straight. Said some interesting quotes this week that I thought were not the same kind of Ryan Day we've been used to in the first 6 years. This was a national championship winning football coach who knows that he's got another national championship winning roster. And I think all of that goes into us as a fan base, how we feel about this game. When we all see the roster, we all see what they've done so far this year, and the confidence that he's giving us by saying things like, we know when to push the gas. Meaning, we've been going the speed limit with this team. Let me give you an analogy of this Ohio State football team. We've all been on the freeway, right? Speed limit 65. You better be going 70 to 75, depending on which lane you're in, to stay up to speed with the traffic around you, right? But you're breaking the law. But you have to break the law in order to not be in an accident, right? And everybody is trying to get to work. They're all going fast, and then you got one moron who's dodging and weaving out of the track. I hope that's not you, by the way, any of you. He's hopping lanes. He's going from the right to the left. He's passing people on the right side, and he's becoming extremely dangerous. And as someone who spent 8 years in traffic safety, traveling the highways and byways of this great state of ours, and in the Midwest and Indiana, and out to Chicago and Illinois, and up to upstate New York, and everywhere in between, I've seen my fair share of really, really bad car accidents on the freeway. And a lot of times it is these idiots who have a death wish, who are just dodging and weaving, and they create terrible situations on the freeway. By the way, that's the Michigan fan base, just so you know, in this analogy. They're the idiots in this. Ryan Day is cruising with everybody else going 75. Okay, he's going the same speed limit as the big rigs, the big trucks. Okay, he's going the same speed as the little Ford Escorts, and going 75. And he's sitting back laughing because he knows he's in a car that can do 120 like that. And he's just waiting after he gets past all these little Toyota Camrys, these little Chevy Cobalts, which are the Purdues, the UCLAs. And he realizes, all right, when I get up there to Michigan, which is the guy who's dodging and weaving in and out of the traffic, who thinks he's a hot shot because he's got a little Toyota that his dad gave him, that he cut the muffler off and put a cherry bomb on, and he revs the engine and he's going down the freeway, thinking he's really cool. He's going to pull up beside him, he's going to wave at him, and then he's going to punch the gas. And you watch this Ohio State team blow the ever-living doors off of these guys. And Indiana, they're next. And this whole time, there you go, RDCB. Michigan is a geometro. Jay said you're showing your age, Boggs. That was weird. Okay, we're back. My internet just quit for a hot second there. I'm sorry. Jay says you're showing your age, Ford Escort. Dude, look at the gray in my chin. I'm old, bro. That's funny. Uh, he's gonna blow the doors off of him. That little smirk he had on the Pat McAfee show, that little answer he gave on his call-in radio show is him saying, guys, we're just cruising right now. And we're beating people by 3-4 scores. When we're ready, we're going to punch the gas. Now, there's one thing about that worries me a little bit. And that is, if that's your mentality and you haven't punched the gas yet, how do you know when you do, there won't be there won't be a problem? Now, I'm not a car guy like Jay is. Jay's a car guy. I know that. My dad's a car guy. My brother's a car guy. I don't even change my own oil anymore. Like I'm not touching the car. I'm like, I got better things to do. It's not my cup of tea. My son's a car guy. Anyways, I'm a little worried. If you've not punched it yet, how do you know when you do that there won't be a problem? And maybe that's what today is. Maybe today it's all right, we're going to go high octane, punch the gas for a half and blow the doors off these guys in the first half and then rest. Maybe today's that day. Maybe it's just overconfidence on Ryan's part. I don't know. I'm really intrigued to find out if that is what we're going to be seeing and experiencing here today. Caden says Ohio State beats Purdue 56-7. It's a good score. I'm down to clown with that. I'm going to go to YouTube here real fast to make sure we're okay since I had that little hiccup. Make sure that we are good and going this morning here. Yeah, we're good. All right, good deal. Just double checking. So, anyways, long story short, that is what I am looking at right now, everybody, is a football team that I'm wondering if we punch the gas today, we blow the brakes off of Purdue, and we see a different kind of football team than what we've seen before. I'm going to share a few things this morning before we dive into the other games and the predictions and everything. I want to make sure that I give you all plenty of information this morning. I'm sorry I'm a little unprepared today. I will admit that. I just got back from the post office. I had to send a couple items for everybody today. And got to do my due diligence to keep everybody happy. All right, here we go. This is our predictions from a staff. So here are our staff predictions for today's game. And Caden had his 56-7, 49 points. He's usually, Caden, you've been over 50, buddy. Let's see here. Did anybody else throw any? RDCB says bye week 31, Michigan 7. Okay. All right. Did I lose the chat? I might have lost the chat when this happened. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to jump out and jump back in. I think I lost the chat. Okay, yeah, all right. I did. Thank you for your patience. Sorry, guys. When my internet quit real quick. The chat froze on me and I couldn't see anything. I couldn't share anything. So I'm back. We're good. No issues. Everything's fine here. Everything's good. Everything's fine here. Bart says we're cruising in my 64. Ooh, nice. The over under went up to 50.5, Eric, and the spread is 30.5. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute, Tyler. Eric, I called for Ohio State to beat opponents by 3 scores. No, you didn't. You said 50 points last week, bro. Come on, man. That's more than 3 scores, Caden. RDCB says, I think you'll see Day test some stuff out against UCLA in the shoe at night. Maybe we'll see how the weather is. Chris poking at me. Eric doesn't know the radiator from the carburetor, and he's twice as knowledgeable about cars as I am. I do know what the radiator is and the carburetor. I do. I just don't want to touch it because I don't want to fix it. Andre, do you think Ohio State will punch the gas when it's time to, and the team won't show future opponents anything in the game plan? I mean, I think they'll punch the gas without revealing too much of their game plan against Michigan. I think so. So, KJ, nonsense and BS. Day has been trying to hang 100 on M since 2020. I'll believe it when I see it on the field. Well, 2020, there was no game. That was one of, if not the worst team in Ann Arbor in how many years? So you can't say 2020. That was the year that Jim Harbaugh said that Ryan Day was cheating, and then Jim Harbaugh goes out and cheats himself and breaks the rules, which, by the way, he got a show cause for, what was it, 8, 10 seasons? So get your facts straight, number one, before you come on here and say things like that. Number two, yeah, you should believe it. You should believe it because guess what? I didn't want to believe that Michigan was this bad until I watched them against Purdue win by 5 at home. I mean, I guess proof isn't in the pudding in your world where you probably, everything's ice cream and cake, KJ. I don't know, man. Caden says Purdue's about to get sent to the hospital after tonight. Caden, what's your fascination with hospitals? You're always sending people to the hospital, man. Chris says, just wanted to stop in briefly and say hello to everyone. I will be back next week. Sounds good, buddy. RDCB, how about these flips? Jeez. Mimi says phone lines are busy. We don't do a call-in show on Saturdays anymore, Mimi. We just don't get enough super chats to pay for it. That's just the honest truth. It costs us $30 an hour to run these shows, $60 for 2-hour show, $120 a week for 2 shows, $120 a week for 2 shows, and we're not getting enough money to run 2 shows. So that's just the truth. I'm sorry, but that's where we're at. So we made that announcement a while ago, but that's where we're at. RDCB says 45-10. I like it. Ohio State 92 says 42-7. Connor messing with the show again. Yes, he is. Eric has lost the chat or lost his mind. That is what Saturday morning shows will do to a person. Just a little behind the 8 ball. I'm catching up. Let's get some of the OHIO podcast merchandise. Yeah, let's do that. We can talk about that here in a little bit. Where Goes One says 38-3. Indeed. Tyler says, Eric, Michigan is a beat-up Honda Civic on the highway driving at 100 miles per hour trying to avoid getting an accident, and we are cruising with our Ferrari right next to them laughing. Yeah, you've never seen a Honda Civic like this before. It's different, buddy. It's different. Oh, no problem, Mimi. She says she's traveling, missed out on some shows, didn't know. Yeah, so our call-in shows are Monday night at every Monday night at 8 o'clock. That's when the call-in shows are. Jay, this game is hard to predict a score because we can't beat them as badly as we want to, and Ryan hasn't shown the desire to boat race people this year. That's true. Every time I go to buy a touchdown score straight up and say something like 28 or 35 right out the gate, Ohio State gets a field goal, and that's right out the window. Yeah, no kidding. Andre says 48-6 Buckeyes. Got to see it. I was at the home game last year versus M. It's not real until actually. Are you an Ohio State fan, KJ, or a fan of the team up north? I'm assuming you're a fan of the team up north because you're using the M, but you just said the home game last year. So you said that like you're an Ohio State fan. I'm really confused on what you are. 49-0 Shoe says Tyler. You can't talk me to death anymore on this topic. I'll believe it when the W is in the win column. Talk you to death. I'm not trying to talk you to death. I don't understand what that even means. I'm trying to talk you to death. I'm just giving you my thoughts, man. I think this Ohio State team I mean, you do make one point. I will say this. On paper, and so far what we've seen on the field, Ohio State is head and shoulders better than the team up north. But Ryan Day in the last 4 years hasn't done it on the field. I agree with that statement. Last year's 13-10 loss was an embarrassment. 100% agree with that. Should have never happened. He coached scared. He absolutely 100% coached scared. But I'm not going to sit here and try to disprove the fact that then the next 4 games in the college football playoff didn't happen after that, in which he coached completely opposite of the way he was in that last game in November, and then since then has gone on an 8-game winning streak with those 4 to go 12 straight in a row. I mean, why should we ignore that? Like, simply because of the outcome from last year. And the 3 years before that, let's just be honest, dude. Those 3 games before that, 2 of them, we know for a fact they knew our calls and they knew exactly what we were doing, which was a massive advantage. And every single former player we've interviewed and we've talked to on this platform has told us how massive of an advantage that is. Every player. And the ones who say it's no big deal are absolutely 100% lying to you, which are most of those in the maize and blue, because they're gaslighting. All right, let's do this. Let's see if I can't share my screen. Let's try that. Maybe that. I hope that's not what caused the issue that we just had. I don't think it did. Cool. There we go. Oops. And then bring me to the top. There we go. Cool. All right. Let's talk about these games, shall we? Let's talk about the games at noon. The Georgia Bulldogs, 7-1, travel to Mississippi State, 5-4. Let's see here. The Bulldogs are getting 9.5 points on the road currently. I would take the over on that one. 56.5 is the total. I don't usually bet the total. I'll be honest with you. I'm usually more confident on the spread than I am the total. But if I had to, I think I would take the under on that one. So I'm going to take the points with the Bulldogs, and I'm going to go take the under on the total. Indiana, 12 noon, 9-0 on the season. Penn State, 3-5. This one's in Happy Valley. Indiana's getting 13.5 points on the road. Ooh, that's an interesting number. So basically, Can Penn State keep this thing under 14? It's a monumental task the way Indiana's been playing. They've looked really good. And since Ohio State just played Penn State in their home, I think Cignetti has some motivation to really put the hammer down on Penn State and try to get a narrative going that, hey, we beat the team you just beat in your stadium, and we beat them in their house worse. What do you guys think about that narrative? Do you think you agree with that? Um, Chris, Chris, Chris on the road can't keep himself away from his show. He's like, Eric's making a mockery of my show. Lay the points. Can you stop the chats for a minute so we can read what's on the screen, please? Sure. There you go. Sorry, Mimi. Yeah. Hope that helps. All right, let's go with this. I'm gonna go ahead and take the over with Indiana on the spread. I'll take the points. I think Indiana is going to beat them by more than 2 scores. I think Cignetti's got some kind of point he wants to prove. As for the total, 49.5. I read somewhere that statistically the under hits more than the over. I don't know if that's true or not. I just read that somewhere not too long ago. Oh man, I don't know. Let's take the over on this one. I think Indiana's going to score some points. We're gonna skip the Mustangs and the Eagles. No one cares. 12 noon, BYU Texas Tech. Oh, this is a good one. Texas Tech is getting 11.5 at home. It's too much. I am confident in that. BYU is a much better football team than they're getting credit for. This is their moment to make a massive statement. Texas Tech, I think, is going to win the football game, but I think it's going to be a close game. I'll go ahead and lay the points. Or is it take the points? Lay the points, right? I don't know. I'm not. Can you guys tell I don't really do this? I think BYU keeps it within a score, so I'll go ahead and take those points. That's what I meant. I'll take the points. And I'm going to go with the under on the total as well. 49.5 seems like a lot. I think this game's going to be in the 20s, low 20s. Let's see here. No one cares about those games. All of these games are at noon. Never even heard of those teams. All right, 1 o'clock. So that's it. Those 3 games are literally your only 12 o'clock games that are of significance. Georgia, Mississippi, Indiana, Penn State, BYU, Texas Tech. That BYU Texas Tech game is a good one. I wish that was later in the day. I wish that was the nightcap. Ohio State at 1 o'clock, 8-0 on the season, ranked number 1 in the country. Purdue 2-7. Ohio State currently at 29.5. I'm hammering over. Give me the points, man. I'll take those points and run with it. I think Ohio State beats them by more than 30. 49.5. I'll take the over there too. I think Ohio State has a very good chance of scoring in the 40s themselves, maybe even more. I don't know that Purdue's going to score though. So you're basically saying Ohio State's going to win like 48-6 or something like that is what Vegas is saying, or 48-3 and something on those lines. That's my prediction on that. Is Ohio State. Take the over on both of those. All right, let's go back to the chat, see what I've missed. Buckeye Pay says, as long as we beat Scum by 1 point, that's all that matters. Eric, I'm going to disagree. TT needs a statement win. Lay the points. TT is going to dominate. TT, Texas Tech. I don't know, Chris. I think you're underestimating BYU. Pay says he took Tech. Chris says take the Buckeyes, lay the points. Mika's on the Texas Tech train. Raul Flores, Ohio State will cover, right? I think so. The entire staff thinks so. The way they're playing, Raul, I'm pretty sure we cover. Yeah. All right, back to it. Let's keep her moving. Keep her moving. There's a lot of 1 o'clock games today. Look at that. Ohio State's not the only one. We've got one in the MAC. Missouri State, Liberty. I didn't know this was a thing. Looks like a bunch of FCS schools. 1:30 kickoff games? What? It's a weird day. Maybe this happens all the time and I just never paid attention. That very well could be too. No one cares about any of these games. All right, 3:30. Here we go. Make sure I didn't miss any at the 3 o'clock. Worth talking about. No. 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Texas A&M 8-0. I think they're third in the college football playoff rankings. Missouri 6-2. A&M is getting 6.5 on the road. If you jumped on that at 4.5 at the beginning of the week, congrats. A&M is going to slap Missouri around. Missouri's without their starting quarterback this week. They are a wounded tiger, which can be dangerous. I get it, but I'm going to go ahead and say A&M covers, and I would take the under. So I'm going to take A&M the points, and I would take the under at 49.5. I don't think Missouri is going to score a ton on A&M today. 3:30 in the Big Ten. I guess I should check to see what you all thought about that too. Yes, Buck Vader. Josh Padilla is out for this game. I heard that. Did you also hear, it was on the radio this morning when I was going to the post office, I overheard that we might have an injury at right tackle as well. So I'm going to throw that out there. Buckeye Paces, any idea why we are playing at 1 instead of noon? I thought it was a request by Big Ten Network, is what I heard. I don't know why, but that's what I heard. Buckeye Pay, I picked Iowa with the upset over Oregon. Is that bad? Ugh. And then he follows it up with, if it was at night, I'd feel better about it. Yeah, Kinnick at night's a different place, man. It's a different animal. I mean, it'll be under the lights by the end of the game, but not at kickoff. Oh man, let's see. Oregon's getting 6.5. The spread started at 5.5. It's moved up a point to 6.5. I mean, that's right where it needs to be. I think Oregon wins this game. I don't think Oregon's going to blow Iowa out. Iowa's way too good defensively and on special teams to, I think, allow the Ducks to go into Kinnick and just, wipe the floor with them. If I'm a bet man, I'm probably taking the points and taking the over with the Ducks, and then going with the under on the total of 42.5. Iowa's scored more this year than they have in the past, but it's all on the ground. You go look at their quarterback stats. He's got 4 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions. He's second on the team in rushing, and he's got 10 or more rushing touchdowns. So they are definitely a run-first heavy offense, Iowa is, which tells me that they like to possess the ball. They're methodical in how they drive down the field. We know how they know how to play good defense. Am I talking myself into an Iowa upset here? I don't think so. I mean, Oregon knows what's on the line. Like, if Oregon loses this football game, they are in desperation mode, and they've got to go to Seattle and play Washington in their house to end the season, which might be a play-in game at that point if this were to happen. And Iowa might have just played their way into the college football playoff, although I think they lose next week on the road at USC, no matter what happens here today. So if Iowa upsets Oregon, and then they're going to be the toast of the town in the Big Ten for the week, they go out to California to the Coliseum, and I think USC beats them out there. So, which would be a very Iowa thing to do, to get that big upset against Oregon and then follow it up with a loss on the road to the Trojans. Which, if something like that were to happen, let's be honest, at that point the Big Ten kind of has started to, yeah, there's William, Ian Moore at right tackle today. That's what. See, I heard on the radio there was an issue at tackle. Hey man, shout out Ian Moore getting his first start as a Buckeye, dude. Cool, man. That's awesome. Ryan, you're picking Iowa with the upset as well, brother? Okay, man. Buck Vader says, I'm going to look into the right tackle. He's got connections. He's going to send a couple messages out to people to find out real fast. Let me, while you're doing that, this is still an Ohio State podcast. So even though we're doing our pick'ems for the college football today, let me do something real quick here. Let me look and see if we have any update. Mason Wilhelm committed yesterday. That was cool, right? Matt Wilhelm's boy. Oh my gosh, did you guys see this? I did not know this. Last night, Northwestern surpassed Indiana to achieve the highest total of all-time losses among FBS schools. That is not the record you want to be number one in, to say the least. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we have anything here. No, nothing has been reported yet, guys. So we'll keep efforting that during the show. Troy's saying, "Oh gosh, Troy, you son of a gun." Oh, I guess so, Troy. I guess I am. Next man up. Let's go. Oh, you guys kill me. You guys know how to push my buttons. Chris says he's taking Iowa to cover as well. Buckeye Pay, my classmate Mason Wilt committed to us recently. Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. Isn't that cool? I had a classmate who went to Kentucky, went to the SEC and got a scholarship to Kentucky. That was really cool in football. What's up, Bradley from South Florida, man? Enjoy. I wish I was there today. It's cold here in Ohio. Although the sun is shining, it's beautiful this morning. After a rainy, miserable weather day yesterday, it is sunny and it's supposed to be a little bit warmer today. So looking forward to that. All right, let's get back into it. Let's dive back into it. Sorry for the following that rabbit. I'm going to take Oregon in the points, and then I'm going to take the under on the total on 42.5 for the Ducks versus Hawks. Syracuse Orange 3-6 on the year. Miami 6-2, one of the most fraudulent teams in college football this year, the Miami Hurricanes, getting 28.5 at home at Hard Rock to the Syracuse. I'm going to lay the points. I'll take the under. And then the total's 46.5. That feels about right. So I'll take the over there. Let's see. And any other good games on at 3:30 that we should talk about? Iowa State. Okay. Iowa State's 5-4 on the year. Wait a minute. I guess we could do Kansas and Arizona. They're both 5-win teams. 3:30, Kansas Jayhawks 5-4 on the season. Arizona Wildcats 5-3. It's in Arizona. Cats getting 4.5. It's going to be a close game. I'll take the Cats to cover, and I'll take the under on the total. Iowa State 5-4 in the year. The Horned Frogs 6-2. It's in Dallas. TCU's getting 7.5. Lay the points. Give me those points with Iowa. I think the Cyclones keep it within a field goal or two. 57.5. Again, that's too much. Take the under. Although no one plays defense in the Big 12, that's what they say. So maybe that's why you're seeing everything in the Big 12 up in the 50s. Auburn Tigers 4-5 on the year. Vanderbilt 7-2. Vandy coming off a bad loss. Auburn has a new interim coach. Vandy's getting 6.5 at home. Started out at 7.5, came down 1. Now's the time to hit the over there. I think I'll take those points and say Vandy wins by 7 or more. 45.5. That one I might actually take the over a little bit. I think Vandy can have a big game today. Auburn might be wounded. Vandy might have a real nice offensive output today. Oh, let's see here. Oh gosh, this might be a lock. 4:30 p.m. Washington 6-2 on the season at Wisconsin 2-6. Washington's getting 10.5 on the road. I don't think that's enough. I think Washington's going to win by this thing by like at least 3 scores. Give me the Huskies. Give me the points in the Huskies. 44.5. I'll even take the over there, I think. Although the Wisconsin offensively is terrible. But I'll still take the over for funsies. All right, let's check out the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Bradley just rubbing it in now. It's nice. 84 today. Oh my gosh. Over on Patreon, Buck Vader says, after the show, I'm dropping a nugget on a future transfer portal target. Beautiful. If you're not a member of Patreon, we had 5 people join Patreon yesterday. It is the place to be, man. You're getting information from Mika. You're getting information from Vader. Every now and then when I have a conversation from the Woody Hayes with somebody and I get a good nugget, I'll drop that over on our message boards. People are hanging out on the message boards talking ball all day long. It's great. We've got 4 different message boards. There's a free one for anybody and everybody. And then the paid message boards are for recruiting, rumors, and Buckeye news. Actually, we have a 4th one in college football news. So I guess there's 5 message boards. You get all the extra videos content as a paying member as well. The Illuminati podcast with Mika, TG's NFL break rundown. You get What Drives Me Wilds with Chris, Talking Buckeyes with Bogsy. You're going to get you get the Game Watch at 1:00 today. We'll be doing the Game Watch over on Patreon. You get that as a part of your $5 membership. And you get Buck Vader's blog. And I think there's a couple other people who are interested in writing blogs as well. So quite the community starting to grow over on Patreon. We appreciate all of your support, everybody. If you're not a member of Patreon, go check it out, man. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you guys with us. Oh, Mika says, I love Wilt and all our recent commitments. Did player evaluations on all of them on Patreon. There you go. Another reason to go over Patreon. She's over there giving her player evals on them. Yeah, Bradley's with me on both Vandy and Washington. So, yeah, and Mika says, including my dad. Mika's dad joined yesterday, bless his heart. It's good to have Mark Hanna with us, man, over there on Patreon. Mark and Mika. What a podcast that would be, right? The dad and daughter dynamic duo. Tampa Dave agrees with you, Eric. Pat Fitzgerald should be the next Penn State coach. Oh my, I don't know if you guys have seen that video that I did on the College Huddle, the second channel I run. That thing blew up. Let me go check the stats out on that this morning. It might be when it's all said and done, it might be my most popular video I have ever made. It blew up yesterday. A lot of Penn State fans are currently mad at me, however. 15,000 views in 22 hours. 15,000 views in 22 hours. The number one video I ever made was after we lost to the Scum 2 years ago. That one got 31,000 views. 30,000 of them from fans of the team up north, I think, laughing at us. That one's one of the reasons why we got monetized as quickly as we did, because of that, losing that game and having all of them jump on us. Oh, we got a super chat this morning. Caden says, I'm always watching. Texas Tech versus BYU, and West Virginia versus Colorado because I want to see who would challenge for the national championship against OSU. I'm assuming when you say challenge for the national championship, you're talking about BYU, Texas Tech, because we know sure as heck ain't gonna be West Virginia and Colorado. Yeah, and you know what? Texas Tech and BYU actually have a very good chance. If Texas Tech beats BYU, but it's close, then a lot of the experts are saying that's how the Big 12 gets 2 teams in the college football playoff, because then both those teams, the playoff committee will think both those 2 teams are deserving because it is in Texas Tech. But BYU has to keep it close. They can lose and still make the college football playoff, but they have to keep it close. If they get blown out, that's bad for them. Andre, what channel is the Ohio State game on today at 1 o'clock? It is on Patreon. That's where it's on. Come join us on Patreon at $5. Watch it with us. Otherwise, you can check it on as Bradley says, on the Big Ten Network. All right. Let's keep her moving. I'll get through this eventually today. Stanford, North Carolina. No one cares. Cal, Louisville. Okay. This one's in Louisville. 5-4 Cal, 7-1 Louisville. Louisville getting 17.5. That's too much. It's too much. Started out as 18.5. It's come down 1. I still think it's too high. I would go ahead and lay the points there. Take Cal. I'm not saying Cal wins, but lay the points. Over under at 49.5. I think that's too much too. I would take the under. 4-4 Florida State, 3-5 Clemson. Who would, if I would have told you guys going into the season that this game between Clemson and Florida State would be a team that's 500 and a team that's under 500, you would have said to me, Clemson is 500? You're kidding me. But here we sit, Florida State is 4-4, and Clemson has lost 5 games this year. Clemson is getting 1.5 at home. I feel like Florida State gets the upset here. I don't know. I just kind of feel like Dabo is the conductor or the engineer of a runaway train right now, and he can't stop it. Florida State goes into Death Valley, pulls off the upset. The total is 56.5. I would take the under. I would take the under there, and I pick Florida State for the upset. 5-3 Wake Forest travels to 8-1 Virginia. Virginia getting 6.5 at home. They've been flirting with disaster. That's a good song, by the way. Flirting with disaster. 6.5 for the Cavs. I would stay away from this one. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, Virginia's been flirting with disaster. I guess if you forced me to, I would lay the points. Take the under. Total 47.5. Again, that's a scary number. Probably over. I don't know, man. I think Wake Forest might pull the upset today. It's going to be close. Bradley says, good answer is Patreon instead. It's fun, dude. It's so fun. Corey doing the play-by-play. Chris and I doing some color commentary. Chris won't be with us today. It'll just be Corey and I. It's a lot of fun over there, man. RDC Dabo Weenie deserves all of this. Yeah, he does, dude. He sure does. All right. What do you guys think about Wake Forest, Virginia? I don't know. Like that one scares me. That scares me. That's a 7 o'clock kick, by the way. So is the Florida State Clemson game. 7:30 kick, LSU, Alabama. The Tigers are 5-3. The Crimson Tide are 7-1. Alabama's getting 10.5. Hammer the over. Take the points. Hammer the over. The total's 49.5. I would take the over as well. I think Alabama's going to roll Tide in this one. 3-5 Florida, 3-5 Kentucky. No one cares. Don't waste your money. 7-1 Navy, 6-2 Notre Dame. The Irish are getting 27.5. The spread started at 24.5, 27.5. Ah, man, give me those points. The Navy plays in a phone booth, guys. What are we thinking? They got caught looking ahead last week. Everybody knows that. I'm not saying Navy's going to pull the upset or anything here, but you think Notre Dame's going to win by 4 scores over Navy? They traditionally don't do that, man. Hardly ever. 55.5 under. I'm under on everything on that. And I'm not just saying that to toot Chris's horn, man. How do I think Dylan's going to react to the game today? He's going to the game. So I think he's going to react by doing a lot of drinking. That's what he told me. We might see a hungover Dylan tomorrow night on the round table because I think he's going to the game and he's just going to drink his sorrows away. RDCB disagrees with me on Virginia, Wake Forest. He likes Virginia. Buckeye Pay. I might have to consider joining Patreon. $5 isn't bad. That's right, buddy. Hang out with us, man. We were watching the basketball game last night. It was great. We had the Ohio State game on last night. We were hanging out, people watching the game with us, chatting it up. It was a great time. Friday nights are fun. We do like a Friday night hangout where we watch a football game. But since the basketball team was playing, we turned on the basketball game. It was great. The link for Patreon is right below us, as well as our store, our online store. We'll chat about that when we come to an end here of the show. The Fighting Thomas Jeffersons, Virginia. Yeah. See, Chris, we actually agree. When Chris and I agree, that's usually a scary thing. I'm staying away from it. I think Wake could pull the upset. Yeah, Virginia's been flirting with disaster, guys. Hey, Andre says, no offense to Corey. I've listened to Paul Keels since the early 1980s. Actually, that's impossible because Paul Keels didn't start until the late 90s. He was Paul Keels was the voice of the Cincinnati Bearcats before he was the voice of Ohio State. Paul Keels started in the late 90s, I think. No, but I get you. You've been listening to the radio that time. I understand. I know what you mean. I'm not trying to be a jerk or nothing. I just think that if I remember right, Paul Keels didn't start with Ohio State until the 90s. Let me Google it real fast. Yeah, he started with WLW 700 WLW in Cincinnati. That's right. When did he join Ohio State? Let's see. He actually did Detroit Pistons games in the early 80s. I did not know that. What? He called football and basketball games for the University of Michigan from 1981 to 1987. I did not know this. I am offended today. Holy smokes. Did any of you know this? I'm shocked. I am flabbergasted. Paul Keels called games for the University of Michigan? Am I the only person that didn't know this? Holy crap. Following a year at UPI Radio Network in Washington, D.C., Keels returned to Cincinnati in 1988 to become the voice of the University of the Cincinnati Bearcats and host a sports talk show on WCKY AM. From 1992 to 1995, he hosted a morning show on WHIO Radio in Dayton. In 1994, he became play-by-play voice for the University of Cincinnati. In 1996, he started to do play-by-play duties for the Bengals. Following the 1996 football season, WLW's parent company lost the rights to the Bengals, and Keels continued broadcasting football and basketball for the University of Cincinnati. He joined WBNS Radio and the Ohio State Buckeyes Radio Network in 1998. Okay, I was right about the date when he joined Ohio State. It was the late 90s. He called Michigan games from 81 to 87. I'm shocked this morning. Like, I'm legitimately shocked right now. I am not gonna lie. I don't know how to take this. Seriously, am I the only person that didn't know Paul Keels called games for Michigan? Chris. That's it. I'm done. Okay, Chris didn't know it either. I don't know how I feel about this, man. I love Paul Keels, Big Daddy, baby. I didn't know he did that. I mean, I knew he's from Cincinnati, but I didn't know that he for 6 years called football and basketball games for the Maize and Blue. Wow. Okay, let's get back on track. Sorry, guys. Nebraska is 1.5 point favorites on the road in the Rose Bowl against UCLA. Nebraska 6-3, UCLA 3-5. Nebraska is going to be without Dylan Raiola, who is injured and is done for the season. I saw what you all saw at the end of that game last week against USC. UCLA with the upset. I'm calling it now. UCLA upsets the Nebraska Cornflakes. UCLA goes to 4-5. They get their fourth win in 5 games. The Bruins are going to win at home over Nebraska today. 45.5 is the total. Hammer the over. Nico and the Bruins with the win at home over Nebraska. That's at 9 o'clock tonight, by the way. And let's see, anything else? That's it. That's all the good ones. Well, there's one more here. In the game that I have absolutely zero knowledge about, 7-1 San Diego goes on the road to 6-3 Hawaii, so they're playing in paradise. Although one could argue San Diego is pretty nice as well. They're getting 6.5 on the road. I'll take the over. I think the Aztecs are really good. Hawaii 6-3 though this year, but I think the Aztecs are really good. From what I've been able to hear, we have a podcast on the College Huddle who does covers San Diego. They're really good, and they have been talking up San Diego big time this year, and so far so good. 7-1, 48.5. Hammer the over. Why not? There you go. Give the Aztecs the over on both, man. That's your games for this week. We made it through it. Let's go to the chat here real fast. Chris says Keels was the man until about 5 minutes ago. RDCB, Keels went from Big Daddy to distant cousin that nobody's going to talk to. Eric, when was Paul Keels teamed up with Jim Lachey to call Ohio State football games? Was it in the early 1980s? It said 1998 on his resume, on his credentialed career. 98. Jim Lachey's been around. Jim Lachey, I think, was doing games on the radio before Paul Keels got there. By the way, I met Jim Lachey in person 2 years ago. What a awesome dude. That guy is an awesome dude. Jim Lachey, still a huge man, by the way. All right, let me do this here real fast. I'm going to show you all, for those who missed it yesterday. Yesterday morning at 10 o'clock, we did a live, and we had a great time. By the way, it was a lot of fun. And I'm gonna do this so that you all can see the screen. And we revealed some big news about our new merchandise store. So I'm going to do that again real fast here in closing. So if you go to our website, theohiopodcast.com, this is our website right here. We've got articles, football articles. You can click there. There's some of the Ohio State articles that aren't football related. We've got recruiting articles here. This is a great article about Ryan Day's relentless confidence that I wrote yesterday. We got basketball articles up, so awesome stuff there. But if you go over here to the store link, By the way, the link is also below this video in the notes. And you click on store link, it'll take you to our new merch store. Bart has been the individual. It should take us to our store link. There we go. Bart has been working with us and his company on getting this store up and running. This is the new merchandise store for the OHIO podcast. You'll see different items there, both t-shirts, hoodies. All the prices are much lower than they were at our former merchandise store. We've got Buck Vader stuff, the Illuminati stuff, the Buckeye Lounge stuff. You can click on if you want to do hoodies or sweatshirts. There they all are. We're going to be adding. Our goal is to add 1 to 2 new items every single week on the merch store. And also, if you join up on Patreon for $5 a month, you will get a super secret code that will give you additional savings on the merch. We're going to be launching that in a week as well. So we'll let all of you Patreon members know how you can save money when you go to our store and you purchase something. Here's the cool thing. If you say you want this Illuminati hoodie and you click on that and you come here and you say, all right, I am a big dude, so I'm going to go with the 4X, baby. And I add that sucker to the cart. And then I go to checkout because that's all I really want today. And then you go to the checkout. And there it is. You can pay for it now. This wasn't working yesterday. I want to show that this is all working now today for everybody. Anyways, what I want you to know is that Illuminati hoodie that you just purchased. The profit from that will be split 50-50 between the OHIO podcast and Mika, who runs the Illuminati podcast. This is how you can support financially your favorite content creators here on the OHIO podcast by purchasing their merchandise. You will be giving them 50% of the profits every time you purchase something. So if you have a giant family and they all are Illuminatis, and you purchase 100 hoodies, 50% of the profits from those 100 hoodies will go to Mika, right to her pocket. Same with Buck Vader. We're going to get a Wild Man t-shirt up if you want to support the Wild Man, the Podfather, the Schrock Star. All of this is coming, okay? We're working on it. Bart and I are working on it together. This is an Ohio company. Everything is printed and shipped right from the offices in Bucyrus, Ohio. So this company's in Bucyrus, Ohio. Everything is shipped right from there, printed and shipped. And so you're supporting an Ohio company. So no Michigan fans' hands will ever touch your OHIO podcast product. We're going to have mugs. We're going to have tumblers. We're going to have stickers. We're going to have all kinds of things on the site that you can purchase. And again, all of it supports the OHIO podcast. All right, dude. Buckeye Pay says I just joined Patreon. Welcome, buddy. Chris with a nugget. Buckeye Pay, welcome, dude. I'll head over to Patreon after this and give you a welcoming over there. Chris says FanDuel already has open betting for Ohio State versus Indiana December 6th for the Big Ten Championship game. That's a little premature. Spread is currently Buckeyes by 3.5. Get in now, Chris says. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Good advice. Mika, thanks everyone. Love you. I can't help my parents. It's a dream. I can help my parents. It's a dream come true. This means the world to Mika, and it means the world to me that it means the world to Mika. So I can't wait. And my goal is when we get that first paycheck from them and I get to share that, I want to hand deliver that to Mika because I want to meet her in person. That's my goal. And Bart does too, by the way. So it might be a Chris, Eric, and Bart visit to Southern Ohio to meet up with Mika. Speaking of Mika, hey, your dad's hat is in the mail. I told my wife, I said, I have a funny feeling Mika's going to steal this hat from her dad. We'll see. We shall see. There was one other thing I was going to mention. I think that's it, but there might have been one more thing. See if I can remember what it was. Is Bart an Michigan fan? Yeah, right. No way. That guy bleeds scarlet and gray, man. He's like you. He's a Browns fan, so he's half depressed all the time. 1 o'clock is our is the game time on BTN. We want to encourage you to check out the game with us over on Patreon. We'll be hanging out watching the game over there. I'm going to try my best to get a good, bad, and ugly video up after the game for all of you. We might do a Navy versus Notre Dame game watch. Chris and I have been talking about doing a game watch tonight over on the College Huddle. So if you're not a member of the College Huddle, if you're not a subscriber, I would consider heading over to the College Huddle and subscribing to that channel. Check out the videos that I'm doing over there. And then Chris and I are considering doing a Navy Notre Dame game watch over there, over on the College Huddle. Why Navy and Notre Dame? It's because I have YouTube TV. That's why. So I have CBS, I have NBC, I have Big Ten Network, I have Fox. I do not have ABC or ESPN. So the good SEC games are unavailable to me currently. I am giving YouTube some grace because I feel like Disney has raked them over the coals unfairly, and I hate Disney, and I hate the SEC. So I am giving YouTube a chance to get this thing straightened out before I dump them for Fubo. But that's what if I have to, I'll go to Fubo. All right, I can't remember what the other thing was I was going to talk about. So we're just going to end it here. I know I did not do Chris service today. He's much better at this than I am on Saturday mornings. It's his baby, not mine. So that being said, I hope I did you okay, Chris, man. Enjoy your day with your family, buddy. We'll talk tonight, Chris. We'll see you all over on Patreon. 1 o'clock today for the game. If not, we'll see you hopefully in the comments after I do a good, bad, and ugly video today. And make sure that you check out tomorrow, Sunday night, the Roundtable live at 8 o'clock Eastern. Dylan Kuhn, who's at the game today, will be our special guest live and in person to give us his impression of our Buckeyes. Oh, Chris says I'm in. Notre Dame fans love me. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do, buddy. Yeah. Mimi, thanks for the show. Go Bucks. Have a great day. Mimi, tell that great husband of yours I said OH. Head on over to Patreon. If you're not a member, head over to Patreon. $5. That's all it costs. $5 a month, and you can hang out with us, watch games with us. It's a great time. It's an awesome time. Over on Patreon, 1 o'clock today. We'll see you then. Be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH. Sing Carmen, Ohio with all your heart. You all know what to do. OH! Go Bucks.